Let's move on now and talk about perhaps another planet maybe. We are talking about planet West Bengal. Why I call it planet West Bengal? Because on this planet, planet Earth, there is COVID-19. But as far as planet West Bengal is concerned, it appeared, at least up until this evening, that there is no COVID-19, that there is no crisis, there is no second wave, third wave, it's only election wave. But now finally the Election Commission has moved in and they have said there will be no rallies in West Bengal, there will also be no road shows. But just 2 phases are left of an 8-phase election, and this drama played out. The role of the Election Commission has been in question, by the Calcutta High Court. Is this too little, too late? So as far as West Bengal is concerned, it seemed that it existed in a totally different universe, because here on planet Earth there is a pandemic, and particularly in India there has been a national COVID emergency. But it seems that after this new wave or new tsunami, finally the political class has woken up, where the Prime Minister was supposed to hold a rally yesterday is now cancelling his Bengal program. He's not going to be there physically, but he'll hold a virtual rally tomorrow at 5 p.m. for West Bengal. Amit Shah, JP Nadda have also cancelled their rallies. This decision has been taken just a short while ago. In fact, Prime Minister Modi is going to chair high-level COVID meetings tomorrow in the national capital. So that's going to be his main focus. But BJP's rally alert, in fact, came, and this is what led to a lot of criticism. It came with a smiling picture of Amit Shah, which was criticized on social media, because this was immediately being juxtaposed with the sort of oxygen emergency that India is facing right now. Then the BJP released video of Mamata rallies with no COVID protocol. Remember, she held about 4 rallies today where actually there was no COVID protocol. The TMC says that they've written to the Election Commission saying that they must club the last 2 phases of elections. TMC has told the Election Commission this is a grave risk to public health. But the Election Commission directive also has come to the political parties, where they say, many say a bit late though, if candidates will not abide by COVID protocols during campaign, action will be taken. Too little, too late, many say. Well, now the Calcutta High Court has come in, where strong observations have come in from the Calcutta High Court. They say that the Election Commission is empowered to act, but what is it doing about polls in COVID times? Election Commission is passing circulars and leaving it to people. EC isn't doing 1/10 of what TN Session had done. If EC does not act, the court will. Let's now quickly go across to Mr. Suparna Moitra. He's the spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. We'll also have Mr. Chandrakumar Bose, senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party West Bengal unit. Mr. Moitra, we heard the Prime Minister say that he is not going to come to West Bengal because he has meetings on COVID. Then the BJP said that their other leaders will also not be rallying or campaigning in West Bengal. We never heard something like this from the Trinamool Congress. Yes, the Trinamool Congress has definitely written letters to the Election Commission. I agree, we've seen your letters. But beyond that, it seemed that you would have continued with your election campaigning had it not been for the Election Commission.
Good evening, Mr. Jain. Good evening, Mr. Upadhyay.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Now, let me tell you that either the Trinamool Congress or any other political party has the right to be standing on a high moral ground.
Mm-hmm.
And let me admit that. One, we as all political parties, maybe we are a smaller political party, and we also did not have so much of resources at our disposal to be avoiding contact, but within given framework, we have tried to have focus group meetings, keeping the COVID protocols in mind. Mamata Banerjee ji had also tweeted a couple of minutes back that she's suspending even that as well.
Okay. Okay.
I would also say, Mr. Upadhyay, that I do not know that whether the Calcutta High Court's stricture made the Election Commission wake up from the deep slumber, or it coincided with the reminder that Shri Narendra Modi also happens to be the Prime Minister, and he has his responsibilities as the Prime Minister.
No, so Mr. Moitra, you are saying that this could very well be a case of the Election Commission perhaps fearing that there will be a very strong observation or an order by the Calcutta High Court. Now, many people would also question about, issues of jurisdiction.
No, I'm not talking about the Calcutta High Court, Mr. Upadhyay. I am saying that all came together, right? Because we know what is happening in the country with regard to the complete mismanagement of the COVID issue, be it the vaccines, be it the ventilators, be it the remdesivirs, be it everything. So what has happened is that the Prime Minister, for the first time, was forced to be acting as the Prime Minister and had to cancel his rallies to Bengal.
Okay.
And the Calcutta High Court also issued a strict... So it was a combination...
Okay. Yeah, one moment. Let me get in a response from Mr. Chandra Bose. Chandra Bose of the BJP is also with us. Mr. Chandra Bose, Mr. Moitra of the TMC says that the Prime Minister has had to be reminded that he is the Prime Minister of the country and his services are needed in New Delhi managing this COVID crisis and not as a star campaigner in West Bengal. Mr. Bose, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, my question, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, you see, the Prime Minister is definitely, in charge of all issues pertaining to the country, the nation as a whole. But he is also a Bharatiya Janata Party leader. And we are having elections in West Bengal. So I think it is his right to come and campaign in Bengal. I mean, why shouldn't the Prime Minister, who is a leader of BJP, happens to be one of the tallest leaders of our party, why shouldn't he campaign in Bengal? Because Bengal also needs Narendra Modi. So I think that is a little unfair.
The country in the middle of an oxygen crisis perhaps needs its Prime Minister a little more, Mr. Bose? Would you concur?
No, certainly. But you see, the Prime Minister personally need not be present in Delhi because we have a system in place and obviously he has
Where is that system, if I may ask? That's the problem, no, Mr. Bose. Unfortunately, you have an oxygen crisis. And imagine if in the middle of this big oxygen crisis, where hospitals are running out of oxygen, the Prime Minister were to campaign. What message does that send?
Certainly there is a crisis. I'm not denying that. There is, we are in the midst of the second wave of this COVID pandemic, and we have an oxygen issue, a crisis, certainly. But I'm sure the Prime Minister has taken suitable steps. He need not be physically present in a certain location in order to resolve the issue.
Then by that logic, why should he be physically present in West Bengal?
Well, I think he has cancelled his program. I mean, he's now going to have a virtual meeting.
Correct.
That has already been conveyed.
Okay.
So I think, of course, we should have reacted early. I agree with you. I think all political parties and all leaders have failed to follow the COVID norms.
Good.
I think the Calcutta High Court had to point this out.
I think this is a welcome change that now finally at least all political parties and all political leaders do admit that we have all collectively failed. Yes, we have. And this is an emergency, and thus emergency measures need to be taken to resolve this crisis. Unprecedented, actually. And which is why we're calling it once again a national oxygen emergency. Mr. Bose as well as Mr. Moitra, thank you very much for joining us. News continues on the other side. Stay with us.